Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about the host path volumes concept in Kubernetes. Okay. By the end of this video, you will learn how to map one particular path of the container of the pod into the node where the pod is running. Inside the node of the particular path of the node inside the where the pod is running. Okay, first of all, we see these things theoretically exactly, and we will do the same thing hands on practically to understand clearly. Okay, let's get started. So suppose, okay, let us consider we have the Kubernetes cluster with the two nodes. Okay, this is control plane and this is as worker node. Okay, worker node 1, and in this worker node what we will do is we will we will deploy one pod nginx pod. Okay, in this nginx pod what we will do is in this nginx pod the path user share nginx html. This path we will mount, this path will mount into the this path will mount into the node of the particular path. Let's say example root data. So what it means exactly is, so whatever the things we did in this particular folder html, suppose we will create one file 1.txt, it will reflects inside this inside the node, inside the root data folder. Okay, similarly if we did anything on this data folder, so it will reflect inside the container. If this container got deleted at any case, or intentionally if we deleted this pod, what will happen is this data that is generated by this container, either by this container of the pod, or with the data that is generated in the path of in the node of this path will be persist. That means nothing will happens to the data inside this data folder. Okay, after that if we create one more pod and we can mount the same thing to this data, to this folder, and we can say the same results as this previous container do. Okay, okay, so we will do the same things practically to understand clearly. Okay, so for that one what I did is I created just I logged into this killer code. You can do the same thing. It is free of cost for 1 hour. If you want more features and up to 4 hours this lab, you have to go with the subscription. Okay, simply we didn't require the subscription. So here let's see if you see how many nodes are there. So simply kubectl get nodes. Okay, here as we discussed, we have two nodes here. That is one control plane and node 01. So now what I will do is I will launch one nginx container. Okay, so kubectl run nginx. I will give the name of this pod as nginx and image also nginx. I'm not deploying this pod directly. So what I am doing is I will generate this one configuration, YAML configuration of this pod, and from that configuration file I will deploy this pod. Because if you want to this, if you want to implement this volumes concept, definitely we have to do these volumes and are all we have to configure this volumes and are all in the configuration file only. So I will generate the configuration file to deploy this pod, image nginx and dry run. Dry run equal to client minus o YAML. Okay, 1.yaml. If you see the content of this one, okay, if we run this file, what will happen is if you run this one kubectl apply or kubectl, yeah, if you run this command kubectl apply 1.yaml, it will create the pod with the name nginx and the image nginx. Okay, so before we are going to do this one, what we have to do is we have to implement this volumes concept, right? So what I will do is simply I will open this file. Here first of all we have to define the volumes. Okay, these volumes should be straight to the container. Okay, volumes, and in this under these volumes we have any n number of paths of this one host one. Okay, so it is a list. So first, if I will define, we have the first thing here is name, the name of the volume. Okay, it should be anything. In our case, simply I will give one, and after that one we have to give the host path mapper, host path. Okay, and in this host path the p should be capital. Under this host path we have to define path, that is the path of our node. Okay, let's see where we are exactly in this node. Actually we are in the control plane. If you see here, it is pwd root. Okay, root. And okay, I will create one more folder, one more directory, that is data, here in the root folder. Okay, now if you see ls, under root forward slash data folder is here. So here path root and data, and next we have to define what it is. It is a file or directory. Simply I will give it as a directory. Okay, we define this one. After this, what we have to do is, guys, here I created a one folder data. Okay, actually the concept is here is different. We don't know exactly where this pod going to be deployed. So what will happen is, in the pod in which the node it got deployed, on that node only the path, host path will map to the path inside the container we are going to define. Okay, sorry, here. Okay, first we will define this one, nginx, right? Here, inside this one, we define this volume. This the volume has to be mounted in the container. In this container, volume mounts, we have to give this one volume mounts. Okay, it is also a list. So here also we have to provide the name. So guys, in the volumes that we define under here, this if you want to define, if you want to mount this path to this one, definitely the name of the volumes that we define here should be matched to this one. Okay, so name here it is one. I will give the same name as one. Okay, next, mount path. Okay, inside the container where it has to be mounted, simply I will give user share nginx html. So as we discussed here, so inside the container user share nginx html, it is mapped into the root data. Okay, I will save this one. Guys, if you have any doubts like how to map these volumes, these things and are all, simply in the Kubernetes documentation page itself they provide clearly each and every step. Okay, inside the container, volume mounts, mount path, name. So here if you see here also the catch name, this name should be, okay, sorry, it is what it is, host path, right? We have to get repo, wait, host path, yeah, host path. See here, here the name example volume, mount path foo. This mount path inside the container, this folder will map to the data foo inside the node of the pod where it is running. Okay, so here from this from the documentation page you will get all these things clearly, where should be the volumes exactly, and volume of this configuration. Okay, next I will save this one. Okay, I will create kubectl. I will create this pod with this configuration inside the one.yaml. So kubectl apply -f one.yaml. Okay, nginx pod got created. Let's see kubectl get pods. Okay, still it is in the container creating stage. Okay, we will watch. Okay guys, it is in the container creating state. Okay, let's check why it is in the status container creating state. Okay, so to check that one, what we will do is, the first thing is we have to get the logs. So simply kubectl logs. nginx. So here it is saying something container nginx in the pod nginx is waiting to start container create. We here we didn't get anything. Okay, so next what we will do is kubectl describe pod nginx. Okay, here it is saying mount volume dot setup failed for volume 1, host path type check failed, root data is not a directory. So here it is simply saying root data it is not there in the node 01. Okay, let's check here. If you see clearly, this data root data I created in the control plane, but here it is saying successfully assign default nginx to node 01. We as we discussed here, if you see we have two nodes. So kubectl get nodes, we have two nodes. So this pod is the scheduler assigned this pod to deploy on the node 1. So there it is complaining the data it is not a directory. Not the directory, simply it is what it means is the data folder is the data directory is not there. Okay, let's go there and check once. Cd, sorry, not cd, ssh node 01. Okay, if you see here, if you see here, first of all we will check where we are exactly. Okay, we are under the root, and you will see we don't have any folder name, any directory with the name data. So what we will do is we will create one directory with the name data. Okay, mkdir. So, okay, now we will delete this pod and we will deploy that pod again. So okay, we need not to deploy, we need not to delete that one. Simply we will use the replace command. So kubectl replace minus minus force minus minus f 1 dot yaml. Okay, so it is the first nginx, the already nginx presented pod will got deleted, and this one nginx new nginx pod will created, that means simply it will be replaced. Okay, let's see what is the status of that pod. Kubectl get pods, it is, you see here it is in the running state. Why? Because we created it doesn't complain anything because that data is already present here. The simply concept is, so in whatever the node that pod is deployed, okay, on that node only this host path will be taken for that node, for the container of that pod. Okay, so kubectl get pods minus o wide. Okay, it is on the node 01. So what we will do is now simply we will enter into this container kubectl exec minus it nginx bash. So in this one what user share nginx html folder. Okay, let's go to into that folder. Cd user share nginx html. If you see here nothing is there. Actually by default there should be index.html. It is not there because when we mount, this path to the host path, here by default whatever the files created by this path will be got deleted, and whatever the files already existing in the data will be shown here. So because of not presenting, not any files are not there in this data, in this html file also it is showing nothing. Actually by default there should be two files, 50.html and index.html. Okay, if we try to curl this one, so simply curl localhost. Actually we didn't got anything. It is saying 403 error. Actually what the concept of this nginx is, in this one html path there should be index.html. So in the content in that index.html path has to be shown here. So now what we will do is, okay, we will, okay, we will create ssh node 01. We will go to this node 01, and in the data path, cd data path, we will create one file name with index.html. Okay, not touch directly, we will create index with vim index.html. Okay, in this one simply I will try to type something h1 h in the html tag. Here we are learning volumes host to path concept in kubernetes. Okay, I will close this h1 tag. Okay, I will save this one and close it. Okay, now here, now here, if you see this one index.html here, and if we try to curl this one, curl localhost, we will get the content. Here we are learning volumes host path concept in Kubernetes. Okay, so guys, I hope you understand this concept what we discussed. So simply what this volumes concept is. So whatever the things that we have in this path, it should be mounted to the path in the nodes, node of the pod where it is running. So here we have to confirm this one. So what I will do is I will simply delete this pod here. I will delete this pod. Exit kubectl, delete, delete pod nginx. Okay, the nginx pod got deleted. Let's verify this one. kubectl get pods. We don't have anything. Now what I will do is I will create one more pod with the configuration 1.yml, and let's see whatever the data that is present on that user share nginx html. Okay, kubectl apply -f 1.yml. Okay, that pod got created. So kubectl get pods, and let's verify this one also, in which node the pod got deployed. Okay, it got deployed on the node 01. So it got deployed on the node 01. Here we have to be confident that in the user share nginx html page, definitely that h1 tag, welcome h1 tag what we have written there should be appear here. Okay, let's simply enter into this pod kubectl exec -it nginx bash. Okay, cd user cd user cd share nginx html. Okay, we need not to go there. Okay, first we will verify whatever the file here. Okay, let's see here. Definitely it should be index.html file has to be here, and let's add the content index.html. Okay, we will verify one more thing also here. So now I will create one file here, simply one.txt. Okay, one.txt, just I created one file, and verify whether it has to be whether it is appearing here also or not. Okay, ls. So now what I will do is I will add some content to this one.txt inside from the pod. Okay, echo testing, just simply. Okay, it has to be redirected to one.txt to this file one.txt, and we will verify here cat one.txt. See here, testing. So here from this we have to conclude that if we map one pod inside the container of a pod to the node of where the pod is running, so after that whatever the things we did inside the container on that particular path, it is reflected in the path where this node point is mounted, node path is mounted. Okay, so I hope you guys these things and are all, or whatever the things we discussed at the beginning of this video had to be is concluded to you, and that's all for this video. No, guys, there is something I have to discuss here. First we will got one error. If you see here, we got one error right here. What it is, a host path type checked failed, root data is not directory. Why it is complaining? Because the data is not present already. So here we have one more concept, one more thing, one more feature of this Kubernetes. So if the path is already not there, it doesn't have to be complain, and it has to create that path and it has to be used. So for that one, simply what we will do is already we have this one node, right? So cp one dot. So I will create one more pod to explain this concept. Exit. So okay, so I will create one more copy of this file one.yml to two.yml. Okay, now vi vi 2.yml 2.yml. I will change this name to the nginx to the nginx one here. Root data, right here, what I will do is I will give the root data one directory. So here in for the one in the one.yaml configuration file type, what we mentioned simply directory. Directory means definitely the path that we mentioned here has to be there, otherwise it will throw error. Okay, to avoid that one, if that path is not there, that means if the path is already exist there, it will use it. If the path is not there, we will tell, okay, if the path is not there, you only create that path and use that one without throwing any error. For that one, we have to make some a small change to this configuration file here on the try type. Okay, what is that is directory r. So simply directory r create. Okay, directory r create. Actually we don't have this one root data one, we have that root data, we don't have that root data one. Okay, let's verify this one also. ls, if we see ls, we don't have any. Sorry, where we are exactly? Okay, we are under data. Okay, okay, pwd. If you see here, pwd under root, there is only one folder data, there is no directory with the name data one. Okay, so now if we create this one, okay, I will change, I will save this one. Okay, I will deploy this one, kubectl apply -f 2.yaml. Okay, it is throwing some error. What it is? What is the nginx? The pod nginx is invalid. Forbidden updates may not be changed to other volumes. So here guys, may specs active deadline seconds tolerations additions to one toleration paragraph allow you to set previously negative. Okay, here we didn't get any proper one. Why this error is, why we are getting this error? Okay. Guys, why this error we are getting is we change the name of that container, not the name of the pod. So because of that one, it is saying the nginx pod is already there, you are trying to updating that one. So here the updation is not possible, only the image field, except that image field, the volumes, these things under are not supposed to be changed. Okay, they are simply it is saying they are immutable. Okay guys, it's our mistake. Okay, let's see 2.ml, right? 2.ml. Okay, here, okay, see here, this is name nginx. We change the name of the container, not the name of the pod. Okay, so nginx one, let's save this, and again we deploy that one. Sorry, it's 2.ml. Okay, we get every the pod that get created. Okay, let's verify that one, kubectl get pods. Okay, nginx one is also running. Guys, if you see here, the data 2 will be there, sorry, data 1 folder is here. Okay, let's enter into this data 1 and see, in this data 1 also, here we don't have anything. So guys, that is the thing I have to explain. Okay, so I hope you guys, you understood the volumes, host path volumes concept in this Kubernetes. Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments. Definitely, I will try to answer your question. Okay, so for more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel. And if you, yeah, if it is useful to you, if you find it is useful to you, please like this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.